for your groundbreaking insights. We'll now be moving on. Next up, we invite Mr. Nand Mohan Shenoy, CEO at Bestfit Business Solutions Private Limited, Mumbai, who will be speaking on cybersecurity need of the hour. Nand Mohan Shenoy is a seasoned banking and information security professional with more than 30 years of experience in the entire banking and financial services and insurance segment, with deep understanding of business, operations, technology, and information security. Before venturing out as an entrepreneur in 2007 to start his own venture, Bestfit Business Solutions Private Limited, he has held leadership positions in 3 different banks across multiple verticals like operations, information technology in the following banks: BNP Paribas India, Global Trust Bank, and Bharat Overseas Bank. In addition to the professional qualifications mentioned above, he holds a postgraduate diploma in industrial relations and personnel management as well as EDP and computer management. He is one of the few National Institute of Security markets for the various financial products related training. We would like to take over, sir.
Thank you. Okay. In the meantime, the subject is security, cyber security, the need of the hour. So by the time the slide comes up, what is it related to economy? The topic is globalization, economy, and this is purely out of the context. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me?
Disagree. It's connected with economics.
Why?
It's simple, because when we talk that economics is also connected to the financial status, because that helps us to know, how our GDP is growing. And if tomorrow we see that more of cyber criminals come and attack our systems, okay, so there is a connection between it. If we are not bothered,
good.
Things are going to
This
go
is a
and
close interrelation between
yes.
cyber security and economics, which many of us miss. And cyber security is a topic for technical things. I should compliment Asha to bring this thought process. In every economic session, you should have one session on cyber security. And for her, I do not know whether she has borrowed the concept. Next slide, please. From the World Economic Forum. Every okay, they have copied your thought. Okay, fine. So when we talk about Davos, World Economic Forum, year on year, the most important topic, if you look at the Global Risk Report, urge all of you to please watch this. As somebody said, multi-skill. Okay, as I always say, as all young students, we all focus, we are very compartmentalized with things like a horse. Economics. You would always think out of the box. That is what our friend Kishore Biyani says. We should be all jack of all trades, master of some. Okay, earlier it was jack of all trades, master of none. Now it has become jack of all trades, master of some. So it's very important as students. I always tell whenever I address the students, you would always think out of the box. Don't be like a horse. Okay, the world has changed. The world order has changed. So if you look at it, even at the World Economic Forum, this is the 18th edition. The top 10 risks, cyber attacks on infrastructure is a key concern. So the world
T skilling.
Yes,
T
technology.
T is deep skill and horizontal.
Okay, T skills. Okay, so if you look at the economic risk categories, they are given economic, environmental, etc. So cyber security is the most important thing. The next one, please think and pause. We all talk about 2 minutes Maggi noodles. So I tell about, think about 1 minute impact. To contrast with 2 minutes, you look at what the world order is doing. If you can see that 28,000 Netflix subscribers watching in 1 single minute, 60 minutes rather, 60 seconds, which is equal to 1 minute. How many WhatsApps are going? 69 million WhatsApp per 60 seconds is what the world order is. And what type of buying is happening on Amazon and Flipkart? Very interesting. How much is it? US $1.6 million is spent online in 60 seconds. Now, does economics make sense?
Yes.
Please understand why the economics and cyber security, when somebody is buying $1.6 million is spent in 60 seconds, it definitely concerns us as an organization, as an individual. So this is the business sense. Look at the cyber security sense. How many emails are being sent? 197.6 million emails. And number of WhatsApp messages, very interesting. 59 million, means 1 million WhatsApp message going. And I see every day people saying good morning, good night, good evening, everything. Okay, so we have got what is called an overdose of information. Earlier, even if you go to the 5-star hotel, I think it is ITC or something, even in the washroom there is a TV. I don't know what purpose the TV or in the urinal it was. So we are all having overdose of information. The more the attack surface, it is a hacker's paradise. So when you look at the other side, how many ransomware attacks are happening in 60 minutes or 1 minute? 578 ransomware attacks per minute and 55,260 username and password attacks is what? It's a huge thing. So I'm giving you some things to think about. Okay, next slide please. So now, if you look at coming back to relate economics with this, so the recent summit in Davos in January, as all of you are aware, there was a very interesting article written in Forbes that 10 trillion case for decentralized cyber security. It is around 8.5% of the GDP of the world is going to go away. That is what is Sir said, work, wealth without work. I can connect all the 7 principles and what Sir said also. So why this is happening is because the modern generation wants wealth without work. You are from Kerala, right? You know Malayalam. Okay, ellu muriye pani eduttal. You heard that? If you work very hard, you can have your stomach full. There's a saying also like that. So, but the new generation is thinking about wealth without work. That mindset has to change. Okay, only you have to become CEO, CBO, whatever it is, make more money. There's a story of one person sitting in Juhu beach. Okay, he was enjoying the life, he was enjoying the sea. One fellow comes, one MBA, a young guy likes to go, sir, aap kya kar rahe ho? I'm enjoying this. Why are you doing this? No, you should do this. You should do this. Then goes on asking, then what? Then what? Then what? Finally you enjoy life. I'm already doing it.
But that may be our way. If you ask them, they say we are working smart.
Correct. Correct.
So working hard.
Yes.
We are working smart.
So 8.5% of the economy's money is going with the few people, and it is wealth without work. The next slide. Okay. Now, as we see about globalization, one way we talk about Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. One way our principle is what? Divide and rule. Apparent contrast of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam is what? Divide and rule. When you talk about warfare, we talk about First World War, we talk about Second World War, we know what the mini world war is happening in Russia and Ukraine. And that warfare, more than the weapons, is going to be fought with cyber warfare. And this is a report from Microsoft Defense Report. So some of the reports you can read is one of the things I gave you is this. Second is the Microsoft Defense Report, which comes every October. So it gives you the latest trends of what is happening. You see here, Russia is attacking the top 5 countries, Russia, China, Iran and North Korea. And what is the target? Please look at it and tell me who is the target, common target. Huh? US. Everywhere the target is only US. Iran. See, India is there. 5% of the attacks which are generated is targeted on India by Iran. So this is what the data which is collected through the sensors. Please understand there is a lot of difference in economic research data and live data. So there is something called sensors which we have kept, firewalls and SOC report. There are a lot of devices. This data is not survey data. This is real-time analysis collected from the various equipments and the sensors. So if this is only for Microsoft, like that we have got around 10-15 vendors. So if I consolidate that data across 10 organizations, you can get a disastrous picture. Okay, so this is the reality of the situation. Next slide. Okay, now let us, why did we talk about there? We also have to talk the India story. So if you look at the India story, India also publishes what's called as the India ransomware report by an organization called CERTI, where there are 51% is increase of this one. Okay, as sir said, inequality, gainfully employed. If people are not gainfully employed, it will not be Zindabad, Zindabad now. That is the old age economy. In the new age economy is what? Hack, hack and hack. And everything is available as a service. Ransomware as a service. Okay, hacking as a service. So you can have SAS, PAS, RAS, AS, GLAS, go on adding as. You will get all sort of things as. Okay, so ransomware as a service, and that also is very good business model. You know, what's the business model for ransomware as a service? It is sharing model, revenue sharing. Ransomware as a service is a sharing model where the revenue can be shared. The more ransomware you get, you have to share it with the producer. You don't have to produce, you're only a middleman. You should know how to use the tools, end of story. Is it a very wealth without work? Correct? Otherwise you have to do coding. Here I don't have to do coding. Udhar se le lo, hack karo, paisa mila, aadha usko do. Okay, the story is totally changing with cloud. Okay, next. Next. Okay, now let us look at what are the hacks because I keep pressing it. In January, we had what is called as the AP Mahesh Cooperative. It is not any private story, this is all which has come in the newspapers. Okay, AP Mahesh Cooperative Bank lost 12 crores of money through RTGS and NEFT in just 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, that is what newspaper reports are telling. You may be thinking, how come in half an hour it has gone? It is not in half an hour. The work has started somewhere in September, October. Okay, there is something called phishing mail. All of you know what is phishing. Okay, so the phishing activity, the first this one, I was involved in this investigation. That's why I am sharing some of my experiences. The first mail came somewhere September, October 2021. Okay, so this is one in half an hour, 12 crores of money one bank has lost. What percent of the network you see? Next, in May, SpiceJet Airlines got stranded. All of you may have read about it. Recently, Mumbai airport had a problem last 1.5 months back. Is anybody aware of it? Yes, no? Nobody reads newspaper. Okay, immediately I get, sir, India National Airport Authority ka system hack ho gaya. Everything they think only hack. So what I am coming to is the mindset change. उधर hack भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. Disgruntled employee ने जाकर केबल काट करके घर चला गया. So we only think of external threat, external threat, external threat. Please think of internal threat also. That is what Mahabharata says. Vishwasat bhayam utpannam. The moment you have got faith, you start having the fear. So don't think always everything is cyber. It can also be an insider threat. That's a good example which happened recently. So SpiceJet, the next one. CDSL services down. That also was in news. It's a listed company. So as a part of governance, they have to give the notice to the BSE or wherever it is listed. So this is all published information. Okay, the next one. The last one. This is horrifying. What is this?
It's All India Medical.
Yes, you all heard about this AIMS attack.
Yes.
He said got a bigger risk than your financial service. Paisa diya to chalega. What happens to the people inside?
So all their sensitive information is.
Forget sensitive information. I will not be able to give him the medicine and the right dose if the computer is down. Think of that. Science without. नहीं साहब ने अभी बोला भूल गया. Yes, humanity sir. मैंने by heart कर दिया. So what sir has told, all of you should read this book, Saint in the Boardroom. Please take. We all read nice books. Monk who sold his Ferrari. Okay. Similarly, there is one beautiful book which you saw. I read about that 7 deadly sins from that book. A Saint in the Boardroom. Okay, it's a very beautiful book. Okay, I would urge each one of you to read that book. So this is science without humanity. So ultimately everything revolves around the theme what you said. Okay, so this is science without humanity. In US, as everybody is giving US example, मुझे भी थोड़ा US example देना पड़ेगा ना. Peer pressure. Okay, now what happens there is your intravenous this is given not by a nurse. इधर आप हॉस्पिटल में बैठ के बोलेगा नर्स को भागो 15 मिनट है ड्रिप कम हो गया come and put. There it is not like that. Everything is through computer. Ransomware attack happens. What happens to the drip? Gone. Chole gache. Okay, that Amrutanjali advertisement in Bengali. Chole gache. Okay, that is it. So look at the impact it is going to create in the entire life of ours with cyber attacks. Next. Okay, this is a very interesting statistics. As those who are interested in research and statistics, please read this. This is a crime in India. Okay, if there is a Parkinson's law, delay is the deadliest form of denial. Okay, I am happy at least the government gives us this statistics. 21 का statistics एक साल के बाद मिलता है. And where is technology? We are talking about technology and so many things. The National Crime Records Bureau comes out with a beautiful this one. So every year they publish this. This 2021 statistics came somewhere in September 2022. So in that it is around 900 or 1000 pages. But I only look at cyber crime. So states which recorded cyber crime, highest is what? Telangana. And we had 52,974 incidents. Mind you, this is only an FIR or a police complaint done. How many of you are doing the police complaint? 3x, 4x, 5x is left up to your imagination. 10x. So only that is being recorded and it is Telangana. And the cities which recorded the highest cyber crime is what? Bangalore. Okay. You will be surprised, sir. आप बोल रहे skilling. How many of you heard a place called Jamthara? There was a Netflix series also called Jamthara. Anybody has watched it?
Yes.
What education, sir? What knowledge, sir? Which MCA or which BCA he has done, sir? Nothing. But how he is able to do it? He should go there and do a site visit. Mobile range is very bad. So he climbs the tree and sits on the tree and does a call. Okay, please watch that if you have not watched it. So Jamtara was 2 years back reading. In 2019 or 18, Jamtara was leading. Now Bangalore is leading. Why? As sir said, people are not gainfully employed. COVID, पेट भरने का है, नौकरी नहीं मिल रहा है. These are some of the challenges why there is a paradigm shift in cybercrime towards cities from the remote villages. If you see the trend. Next.
It is prosperity based crime.
It is prosperity based crime. Okay, now we all talked about G20. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam is all around Mumbai now. So by everybody, sabme mein bhi aayega abhi Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. Okay, it is all around. So you will be surprised that G20 recently, this is 2 days back on 1st of February, as a part of collaborative exercises, there is something called a cyber drill. So they have done a cyber drill across 12 countries. That is why I am telling you it is a need of the hour. And as I say, everywhere, other than cyber drill, I tell DR exercise. All of you heard about disaster recovery. Many of you are working. BCP drill karo, DR drill karo. Have you all experienced it or not? Yes? This is the same old story which my grandmother told me when I was in class 4. Okay, the tiger came. Or the wolf came. All of you remember that? Yes. So we do DR exercise every month. We run, exercise done, goes to report, goes to flanks. Fastest time of evacuating is 8 minutes, the entire building got evacuated in 12 minutes. Okay, because we know it is a DR drill. And one fine morning the wolf comes, nothing will happen. Okay, so DR drill exercise is the wolf came story, as I always say. Okay, so this is what, there is a lot of global cooperation like APWG, FIRST, AP, CERT and all. So as somebody said, collaboration is the way. Even in cyber security, collaboration has to work. Money laundering, collaboration. I always tell, earlier we used to talk about competition. Even with NGOs. I tell, competition is gone, let us collaborate. As a president of ISACA or Mumbai, all people are working in silos. Is it collaboration? Collaboration can bring in a lot of good things. So always don't think of competition now. You always think of collaboration. That is what the world order is moving towards. Next. Okay, this is elementary, my dear Watson. My favorite dialogue. Anybody knows where is it from? Not the French ones, because they are all old generation. We are all the same generation. You have heard this. Where is it, elementary, my dear Watson? Famous dialogue from? How do you know, madam? How do you know? You watch the series. This is a series called what? We don't read. We only read. We never saw. Okay, so elementary, my dear Watson. Similarly, if you look at the entire cyber security and the root cause analysis, if you see even that Microsoft has given what is called the 98 protection or the bell curve. Okay, you require, cyber security is not rocket science. You don't require huge amount of investment. That is required only for the 2% of the bell curve. Now I will ask all of you in this room, how many of you have put two-factor authentication on your WhatsApp? Touch your heart and raise your hand. Now don't ask me what it is. Two-factor authentication on WhatsApp. Huh? Please do. Not even 10%. First step in cyber security. How many of you logged your Aadhaar number? Not the biometrics, the Aadhaar number. Very good. Okay, biometrics. Locking biometrics is different from locking the Aadhaar number. They are two different things. Okay, so security starts at home. Charity begins at home. Cyber security begins at home. Basic in two-factor, you don't put in Facebook, you don't put in Gmail. Then what happens? Please understand, two-factor is the most important thing. So 98% of the protection is elementary, my dear Watson. Have some basic hygiene factors. Okay, next.
He said, I have my son. I get my son to do everything.
Okay, good. Now, okay, how many of you heard about this? How many of you heard about this? Advertisement. From the financial services, you don't know what is advertisement is. सोचकर समझकर real advertisement. एक बार क्लिक कीजिए, एक ही बार क्लिक कीजिए. Which company is given this advertisement? अब आप लोग टीवी नहीं देखता है, CNBC नहीं देखता है. Which company has given this advertisement? सोचकर, समझकर, invest कर. Nobody. National Stock Exchange. NSE has given this. सोचकर, समझकर, invest कर. Don't go and buy penny stocks. Okay. I changed that paradigm for cyber security. What is it? Don't open. सोचकर, समझकर. Font is not working good. उधर से मैं PPT कर दिया, वो font नहीं है. What is the other word? सोचकर, समझकर. Click कर. Good. Open it. I think font has gone for a toss. Okay. Laptop change किया. वो font नहीं है उसमें. Okay, good. तो सोचकर, समझकर, क्लिक कर, सोचकर, समझकर, शेयर कर. Okay, click कर, share कर are equally important. Okay, next. Now, as individuals, you should know this website and you should know this number. 1930. Even the bank people do not know. I was in one of the new breed of private sector banks for some work. I went. One person comes running. मेरा ये हो गया, FIR file किया, 1.5 लाख रुपया किया, blah blah blah. And the lady is asking 100 questions. So I told him, sir, पहले 1930 dial करो. Okay, 1930 is a beautiful site. Earlier, all banks used to talk in silos. I'm transferring money from bank A to bank B. Bank B has no law or regulation which allows you to stop the money withdrawal. Now, with this new system called Citizen Financial Fraud Reporting System of government, they can even stop the other person from removing the money. The moment you call 1930, how many of you know this number? Only one person. Two people. Okay, how do you know, madam? You are from cyber security only?
I'm from PhD in cyber security.
Okay, good. Okay. So 1930, you dial, you tell them these details, they will immediately give you a ticket number. Okay, based on the ticket number, you have to go to cybercrime.gov.in. Based on that ticket number, you give full details, you upload everything what is happening, and then the rest is taken care of. And between 1 year itself, you see 6 lakh complaints on that website. It's hardly 9 months. In 9 months, 6 lakh complaints, 1.1 complaints resolved with 188 crores recovered. Fraud money has been recovered. Clear? Okay, so there are a lot of things which is happening now. We should be aware, basic. Just like you know how to operate WhatsApp, you should also know how to report a crime. Not for you, for your friends or anybody. 1930. Does anybody know what is 1947? Toll free number 1947? Nobody. Aadhaar. Very innovative way. 1947 number is for Aadhaar. So So 19, see how government has done so many interesting things, how to recall 1930, 1947, etc. Okay, now 100 कोई नहीं बोलता. Yes, madam.
Just curious, how do you recover?
Which one? The other person is not able to withdraw. I am transferring money from X to Y. He may withdraw immediately or he may not withdraw.
But if he withdraws, you
He withdraws, you can't do anything. He'll go to the police and that's a workflow. That's a workflow. It automatically sends to the local police station. So many things happen in the back end. It's a one-stop shop. Okay, next.
But this may go in such a speed that you will not realize it also.
10 minutes, 15 minutes, we have people sitting in this room who knows what has happened. I don't want to tell that.
We have the raised light here.
Okay, 10 minutes money has gone out also. I don't want to tell that. Okay, now, so I conclude this. How many of you attended my earlier seminar in 2021? Okay, then you should tell me, recall what is the common. This is the only slide which is common between that and this. That's the only common slide I have put. Yes, madam, tell me what is this? Yaad nahi aa raha hai. So I want to conclude with a saying from Mahabharata. Okay, so this is what is a very famous thing which is called the conclusion which I do in the book. Yaksha Prashna. Okay, that is also new generation. Don't think everything is Buddha ko kuch nahi malum that they write some damn thing and fill it up. That's all not rational, is what the modern generation thinks. But the wisdom which is there in our scriptures is much more than what MBA gives you. If you want to do MBA, similarly, if you go to IIM and all, they do have classes on Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc. What you can learn from those scriptures. So I always, if I am not teaching cyber security, if I am not teaching blockchain, I will be spending my time teaching Sanskrit. So I got two hats, as you said, multidisciplinary. If I am not doing this, I will be doing that also. So I got another website. I am trying to do some marketing now. I got another website, a YouTube channel also, where I got more than 150 videos on various how to learn Sanskrit, etc. So I always quote with this. Even when I go to the boardroom, I do a lot of awareness for the board. I always end with this. Okay. So in this, in the Yaksha Prashna, there is a question. There are around 42 or 45 questions used in the Mahabharata where the Yaksha is asked, what is this, what is that, etc. So for you also it's very important from your perspective as well. Okay, it asks, what is faster than the wind? What is the faster than the wind? Mind. Correct? Sitting here, you can go to Los Angeles. We all went to US and came. Kharcha bhi nahi kiya. Okay, mind is faster than the wind. Similar one question. Kim Ascharyam. What is wonder? The question there is Kim Ascharyam. Means what is wonder? So I'll first tell you Sanskrit. Kuch to andar jaane do. Then I'll do the English translation. Kim Ascharyam. Ahani ahani. Bhutani. Gachanti Yamalayam. Ahani ahani means day in and day out. Bhutani means living creatures. Gachanti. Gachanti means goes. Kidhar jata hai? Yamalayam. It goes to the Yama's loga. Sheshaha. The balance. What do they think? Sheshaha sthavaram ichanti. Shesha think we work in such a manner. As he said that we are immortal. We work or we think that we are immortal and we are going to live forever. That is how we behave. Similarly, when I go to the boardroom.
It's also the truth.
Correct.
It's also the truth.
Which one?
That we live forever.
Our heart, though stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating the funeral marches to the grave.
Beyond the grave.
That is what you said. Keynes also you quoted there. In the long term, what happens?
We are all dead.
We are all dead. I am quoting from your book. Okay, it's like you cannot contradict your presentation.
I never said.
But
How do you know?
you put it down in the presentation. Similarly, when I talk to the people, what is wonder? Cyber attack happens on my right, it happens on my left, it happens when my friend, but I think my company nothing will happen. That is how the board and the management behaves. Thank you. Last slide. I think that's it. So what is wonder? This is it. So I have just left some thoughts for you. Over. The thing is there. I think one more slide is there. Final slide. Thank you. Thank you.
The attack has to happen.
Thank you so much, sir, for the interesting presentation.